Are we able to use those, or are we gonna get dinged? One's 1 minute and 17 seconds. One's
Just
1
if you-
minute and 4 seconds.
Well,
Bam,
turn
we're
it on,
live.
turn it off. Turn it on, turn it off. I turn it on 1, 2, 3, off.
Protocol.
Sevon has to be hard as a rock with how the leaderboard shook out. If I could pick any dudes, that was a pretty good group. I'd like to see Anthony Davis in there, and it'd have been like perfect. I mean, I'm really happy for Quant. I'm really happy for him. I'm
Here we
stoked.
go.
It must mean a lot to him. I wonder if he's got one
You know
of
why
those.
that happened, right?
No, tell me.
Well, I heard he switched training camps this offseason.
Oh geez. It must be so emotional. There must be a crazy story, right? I'm guessing that there's some sort of story back there, like some bad shit happened to him. Like he had to drop down to one knee and pray to the heavens, like that he doesn't die or something. I mean, it's got to be something wild.
Back where?
Back where what?
You said he had to do some shit back there.
Were we
Well,
talking
just-
about Chandler?
No, Quant. I mean, like
Oh.
all we keep hearing is that he got some crazy sickness. He and he's back and he's now competing at the highest level. And he competed. You know what Colton said is the hard. Is that true? What Colton said? This is the hardest semifinal to qualify at. If you're
Male?
a
I would
dude,
say yes.
If you identify as a male,
this is the one.
JR, you're here. What do you think? Hardest field?
between
I was
Atlas,
just thinking, I think Atlas game is really top heavy. I mean, 5 or 6 of those guys are really good. So I don't know about depth. I mean, maybe this one was a little bit deeper, but Atlas is good.
Who does Atlas have? They have Patrick Vellner, Vigneault, Caron, Adler. Oh yeah, Cedric.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a train wreck over there
Austin
too.
Spencer's good. Connor Duddy, Dylan Pettit.
Yeah,
So
both
is it-
Vigneaults are there, right? Both Vigneaults. I think his brother's pretty good.
Jeremy and Alex.
well, there's a lot of
Wow.
established names in both of these, but you really all four,
Can you make that bigger, Matt? Sorry, Taylor. Go.
I was gonna say all 4 North American semifinals are fucking brutal.
What do you want bigger than that?
Unless you're a girl. This one wasn't so hard, right? Go ahead.
Wait, what wasn't hard?
This if you're a female, this is the one you wanted to be in. The
The
Granite.
Granite
Game.
games?
Yeah.
I've spoken to female athletes attending Atlas, and they seem to think that they have a good shot because the field is weaker at the top there as well.
Let's see.
Go to the female side of this.
Hey, do you know who the MVP is of this?
Caroline
Yeah.
Connors,
Who do you think-
Freya
who-
Moosbrugger.
Who do you think is the most impressive person who came out of this Granite Games, male or female athlete? Who would you give the MVP to?
Ooh, good question. Give me a second.
I know who I give it to.
Spiegel.
Okay.
Really? MVP.
No.
I mean,
Oh.
yeah. he does really no.
She doesn't even- I mean, she did
Probably
good, but I wouldn't
Mal.
even put her in
She's
my.
got 4
She's
event
great,
wins.
but who?
Mal's got 4 event wins. I mean, I know it's the easy pick, but it's the easy
Yeah.
pick because it's the right pick.
Okay.
I would
agree.
still,
Probably
I-
Phil Toon.
there you go. I would still give it to Phil. Lowest place finish was 12th. That's
Mal's lowest is 5th.
yeah, but Mal finished what at the games last year? Phil was last chance qualifier, and then he goes from that to a second place finish in semis. It's pretty strong.
I'm
I
glad
give it
someone's
to
got my
who do
back
you
on
who
Phil
do you
Toon.
did everyone say? So we got a Phil Toon, we got a Mallory, we got a
You've got 2 Phil Toons.
two Phil Toons. Suzo, who do you got?
Obviously, Colt Mertens.
Gold Mertens. I'm
Just
gonna
'cause I
go
like the guy.
fair home. This is the home cooking podcast. I'm gonna go with Alex Willis.
Kazan.
Here's why I pick Alex Willis. She had to take first. Second place, and she'd have lost. She'd have gone 4 point. If Emily, right? She had to take first.
Well,
she
she
could
had
have
to
taken
take first,
second.
but it was a little bit more dependent upon Chloe's performance, though. She needed help for sure.
Okay, so even if she would have taken first, and Emily would have played. No.
She could have gone down 2 spots and still made it. Because that would have been 8 points. And no. Yeah,
Would have been a tie?
She could have only had taken 8
would-
points. She could have done that. Tie. And
Yeah, so
then-
she did finished 2 spots lower, it would have been a tie, and she would have gotten the tiebreaker due to a
Second place.
Right,
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just beast mode. That's just taking control. It's too bad we didn't get to see Colton perform more. He was basically getting lapped just right off the bat. Second round, someone's lapping him. It was nuts. He's just pacing himself, or he was slow in the rope climbs. Did anyone see him struggle? Did he get no rep, or was just steady, slow and steady?
He was just struggling.
Did you see him struggle on the rope?
Colton's very, very good at handstand push-ups, and we've seen that. And he's also good at pull-ups. But when the rope climb comes in, it's like a reach issue.
Yeah.
And it appears as if he had to take more pulls up. I think we were talking about that yesterday, and maybe Taylor said it. It's
17
like
pulls to get to the top for Colton.
Yeah. And after 10 of those, they kind of add up. And the ones that I remember pretty vividly were the rounds of 6 and 7. You could see him like doing one of these, like hand over hand up the rope.
Yeah, this is interesting. Rushi Vyas from Bengali. I don't know if that was a country. I noticed on the last rope climb that Colton touched. Did he tap with the back of his hands?
Yeah, he smacked it like that because he was. I think he was in a position when he was at the top where if he had pulled this bottom hand out and touched however way, he was just going to miss the top, and so he grabbed it with his top hand and smacked it with the back of his hand.
Yeah, that was hairball.
And he looked like he hit the underneath, not the front, like not the face of it. It looked like he hit under. Yeah.
I don't know. I know he hit the knuckle that the rope hangs to, or the eyelet, whatever you want to call it.
And JR, what are the implications of that? Are you suggesting if he did hit it on the bottom, it's no good? Because
No, it still counts.
Yeah, he got a rep. It was just fucking sketchy.
Yeah, well, I know he got a rep, but the way JR's saying it is that you had to hit the side, and I saw what JR did too. He hit the bottom.
Yeah, but that counts. I think you just have to touch metal. I think that's what they say. You just have to touch metal, and that's it.
Just got to touch wood. Okay.
Do you think that was the hardest part of the rope climb for him? Like that little gap where you have to climb high enough up and then reach up with one hand? Because I know that slows a lot of people down. Like if you're not accurate at that and you can't get high enough up the rope, then it also screws up your descent, right? Because you're so focused on that. So I wonder if during the rope climb, that little bit was the hang up for him, that last stretch.
I don't think that alone was the hang up, but it for sure contributes. I think the hang up is that he got so many pulls to get to the top.
Yeah.
Colton finished that in 3:56. The person behind him, so he finished 27th, and 28th was Joe Piero at 5:04, and he would have only had lost 3 points. So no matter what, he had his placing of 5th locked up, and we didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
Who did? Colton did?
Colton had 5th place locked up no matter what going into that event. I wonder if he knew that.
No, I don't think that's true.
Well, I guess you can't know that because you don't know how the field's going to shake up. But after you look at it right now, it would have been Nick Matthew would have had to have gotten 3rd in order to have passed him.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Wow.
So he almost got last on that with the field who was competing.
Hey, going back to your question, Susan, I don't think anyone in this group, and I would, to tell me different, has ever seen anyone tap the top like that. That was fucked up. Like when you saw him swing with the back of his hand, it was kind of out of desperation.
Yeah,
I have before.
You have?
Well, those last couple pulls are the hardest, right? Like right when you're at the top there, and you kind of you're no longer using as much as momentum if you can't get your legs going on it, and you get to that last little portion. That's when it gets sketchy.
You've done that, Taylor? Is that what you were saying?
I think I did it on one of the rope climbs at JR's competition.
And was it out of desperation?
I was pushing it to the limit. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like I was pushing it to the point where I'm right at the point of failure. To do well in legless rope climb workouts, when there's a field of guys who are really good at legless, you got to push to failure, to the point right before failure.
And I want to say that I saw Colton the one time that they showed him coming down the rope that I saw, he was out of control. Slack was building in the rope. He could look like he came down too fast. He did not. I mean, he looked like he was pushing it.
They didn't tell you needed to show control.
No, well, that's funny you should say that. He actually offered to wear one at this event, but for some reason, 22 days wasn't fast enough to get him.
Wow, they fucked you, buddy.
I know.
Damn.
I know. I yelled at them too. That's not Travis Bellinghausen either.
Thanks for making that differentiation.
Yeah, Travis is the shit. I got my I have my Pride CEO Plus shirt coming. So I asked for it like 2 days ago. I think it'll be here tomorrow. I can't wait to show it off. For you
CEO
guys.
Plus.
Yeah, for Pride Month.
What is it? Oh wow. Oh my god.
Yeah. I got it in white and black. It's my first white one. Couple things I noticed when I printed out my notes for this show. I missed the last show, and I just wanted to hear some things that I forgot to bring up in the last show. Someone sent me a DM, and it was a coach, and he said, I stepped out onto the platforms. We swept all the pellets off, and they were still slicker than owl snot. So some of you people, you know-it-alls who are like, there were no pellets on there. Well, this is a coach who was telling me there were actually pellets on there, and that even after sweeping them off, it was still slippery as shit. Here's the thing, too. Like, how hard is it to just provide rosin? I don't think
it's not hard, but I don't think it's something that many people would even think of.
Yeah,
Okay.
Anybody here, have you ever even thought of that? I mean, it's something someone pulled out of the woodwork as a result of it having happened.
No, but that's not an argument. That's an argument for even. I could use that as an argument for even more just ignorance. Like, hey, this is clearly a tool that's used in this professional sport that you're fucking stealing these lifts from, these movements from. At least follow the fucking protocol. They have rosin on there for a reason, right?
You have a point.
Well, thank you. Jamie Hagaya, she pushed the sled, and she also did a rope climb. And I would like to start a petition on I don't know,
change.org.
Yeah, thank you. GoFundMe.org. This is not about Jamie Hagaya. How dare they show her climbing the rope and pushing the sled? I'm just joking, Jamie. I love you. I love you to death. That was
Did
my
you
favorite.
send Alex Parker a link?
That was
Oh
my
please.
that was my favorite rope climb. I already thanked the Granite Games for using the pig flip sled push thing. That thing was cool. Amanda Barnhart does not run like a robot. Did we talk about that? Big, strong girl, beautiful runner, right?
Correct. Just because you're a big, strong female doesn't mean you have to run like a robot.
We haven't talked about the rope climb yet. Sorry, guys. I found a page in my notes that I didn't bring up from the last event, so we're going here. And we have JR with us. JR, during the 27-minute event, which is called
Endure the Sled.
There was a moment that Marissa Stapp ran past Emily Rolfe, I believe it was, and Chase pointed out that she was just like pacing her and then ran by her fast, and that's actually a strategy runners use to deter the person from behind you trying to keep up with you. I thought that was fascinating. Did you hear that? What do you think about that?
Yeah, for sure. Like if you run outside ever and there's any kind of hills involved, you'll hear people say push the uphills, and if you can see someone on an uphill, make sure you pass them, because if you pass them on the uphill, it just kind of demoralizes them. And
it works, right?
I think so.
Yeah. You ever done that to Taylor?
Yeah.
No comment.
Pass me on what, a workout?
Running up a hill.
No, he's never passed me running up a hill.
It's a metaphor for it. Someone was telling me that Amanda Barnhart was spending a ton of time looking at Mallory's monitor rather than her own when they were on the bikes. That could be demoralizing, right?
Yeah,
it could be demoralizing. It doesn't mean that it has to be. It could be insightful. How fast do I have to go to keep up with you? Or maybe she's got the power to go much faster and doesn't want to do too much so she can push the next run. Oh, I see that you're at 300 watts. I'm just going to stay there because I know I could do 340. So I'm just going to have an upper hand on you going into the next run.
I like it.
Or it could be demoralizing. Be like, oh, fuck, that's 400 watts. I can't do that. She only weighs 125 pounds. Oh, no.
Is there a benefit as like a practice for that all the time? Like, JR, if you're going to coach somebody with it and you're looking, are you going out there and saying, hey, observe other people's monitors, or is that just athlete dependent? Because for me, that would screw me up. I'm so slow on those machines that I would look over and be like, oh shit, they're going that much faster than me and I'm working this hard.
Yeah, it's interesting. If you tell someone who's good on that machine to look left and look right, it could make you feel really good about yourself, and it could almost give you more juice to keep pushing. But if you're not someone who's very strong and you tell them to look left and right, it's just going to make them feel like they're defeated.
By the way, Sarah Cox sent me a message telling me I'd look like shit the last 2 days, dying on the.
I think you look like Zeus.
Fucking amazing today. What are you talking about? Listen to this asshole, Mark Phillips. Imagine Sevon passing you running up a hill. Talk about wanting to quit life, you asshole. What's your favorite comment in the
Damn,
side?
Mark.
I saw one. No, I saw one. I saw one earlier just as I was coming in. Did you guys see your favorite comment in the chat today during the live stream?
I was watching on the TV all day today. I was out of the comment section.
Oh, you can have the comments run on the TV. I have them run on the TV.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw. How do you do that?
You kind of just scroll up from the bar and then there's some choices of shit you can choose and you can choose chat.
What if your TV isn't 80 inches big? Can you still do that?
Yeah, all the TV. I think as long as it's post 2004.
Yeah.
Anyway, right when I was coming in here, I probably laughed for 5 minutes straight. Someone wrote, "Is Phil Toon supposed to be white?"
That's good.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
All right, someone called me out. I wasn't there for a couple seconds. I asked where Tio. I popped in, asked where Tio was in, and then I was out.
Brent Fikowski, Phil Toon, Travis Mayer, Samuel Quant, Colton Mertens. Anything surprising here, Taylor? Anything like holy shit, or is like, yep, that's the way it plays out the way it's supposed to?
I would say Sam Quant. Not a surprise, but
wild card.
He was a big wild card going in, so I think it just speaks to potential that he's back. We'll have to see how he does at the games. And it seems like he typically performs best in that longer event format with more tests anyways. So
can we pull up Brian's Instagram picks for this? We'll know that'll give us a pretty good insight as to like who. I mean, I usually think his picks are pretty close to spot on.
Chandler Smith was way off.
I know Chandler Smith was in the top 3 for him.
So that's what I was going to say. Let me ask you this, Hiller. Of those 5, I think we all expected that. Of course, Samuel Quant's health is the question. But the only 2 people that we would switch out were number 8, Tim Paulson, and number 11, Chandler Smith. If those 2 would have been in, and let's say Colton and Samuel were out, we still wouldn't be surprised, right? It was those 7, and we got 5 of those 7, right?
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay, then what's this say?
I like these.
Yeah, he was a little off on this one though.
And then the new guy who proved himself is Matt DeLugos, right?
Correct. Yes, he totally did work this weekend. Well, because remember, I don't know. Did you guys say much about him? All I said was that I remembered watching him at Wadapalooza with Khan and James Newberry, and he was performing really well in the team. And then he followed that up with his performance on event 5 of the quarterfinals by dominating it.
Does he go if he's in another semi, or he's just not quite games ready?
Yes.
In North America?
Was it the Syndicate Machine Super Final?
Oh.
He would have done really well. DeLugos, yes. Did you notice that how much time he picked up on the Echo bike and the indoor of the sled?
Yeah, he's great on the machines, but I still don't think that he makes it at Syndicate just because of.
I heard they would have moved the pull-up bars for him there too, just like they cut the ropes.
Do you think that played that much of a difference in him going or not? That one specific event and the thing that's going on with the pull bars? Because I saw even a couple comments coming in here, people saying DeLugo got robbed.
Well, here's the deal. Every year, competitors, each fucking competitor, Nick Matthew, Matt DeLugos, Tim Paulson, Anthony Davis, probably those 4 guys all have something that they could look to and say, man, if I had been a few seconds faster here, a few seconds faster there, if I hadn't made that fucking mistake, I'd be going to the games. So
yeah, but how many of them were dependent on the equipment?
Right.
With that comment.
That's true.
It's like
what workout was that? Or is that the Minnesota mashup we're talking about?
No, that was a speed chipper. He still took a 10th there. He was still took a 10th there, and he got 12th and 12th with the barbell complex and the Minnesota mashup.
I'm gonna answer I'm gonna put the DeLugos question to rest here. You guys,
and I'm gonna bring it right back up. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna put the DeLugos question to rest. What's the most generous amount of time if the pull-up bar was an issue? He has 8:32 Okay, you
Mhm.
listening, JR, Hiller, and Taylor? Listen to this. He has 8:32 in that workout, and he took 10th place. The fastest time, the other data point I'm gonna give you is 7:26. That was Colton Mertens. So it's
We got-
What was sixth place on that workout?
it's exactly 1 minute
Let me
more or
interrupt
less
you.
behind the winner.
Let me interrupt you. You would have to go back and watch how long his chest to bars took to give an accurate
Okay,
statement on that.
since you haven't, let's just do
This
what
seems
we
like
can.
a good topic of a video for me to make tomorrow.
Yeah, it does. How
Outline
Fabius,
here.
how many seconds do you think he could have made up?
Well, this is what you would have to do.
It depends on how many it took him.
You would have to trust him on his word and say, hey, what was your plan going into this? When you practiced it, how many sets did it take you to do your chest to bar on both ends? And if he told you 3 sets, and you go back and you watch the video and you see how many sets it took him to do those in person, and let's say he's taking a 5-second break in between, just add those 5 seconds together, and then that'll probably give you a roundabout estimate of how long it would have taken him.
He
Yeah.
probably had to break a few more times than he normally would have, you could assume.
So call it, say 20 to 30 seconds at least. Probably 20 to 30 seconds.
Let's
See,
give
yeah,
him a
that's what I
huge
said,
benefit of the doubt.
20,
Let's say 30 seconds faster.
Yeah.
That would have put him at 8 minutes and 2 seconds, which would have put him in 4th place for this workout.
Yep.
And he would have taken 5th.
And would have increased his amount of points by 6 places, which is 24 points. And then let's go back to see how he did. 24 points would have put him at 448, and he'd be going to the CrossFit Games.
Oh shit.
Well, you
Yes,
asked about
sir.
that question about syndicate, and I thought back, was there a pull-up bar movement? And there was that chunk of 60 chest to bar. So same situation. You would have had one workout where the pull-up bar came into play.
And the last workout probably would have been a little challenging for him. Not to mention the handstand walk speed that was and the GHGs that were such a big deal in that long event.
Can we get Lugos on this call?
Probably. He's not. Everyone else I sent links to is in drug testing, probably.
I don't know
She's
if he's
paying.
going to want to talk to us right now.
Do you want me to send a link to my 6'3" former teammate and how much of an impact the short pull-up bars have?
No.
I didn't think so.
You're just going to send it to
I can
Annika
tell you
Greer.
from
You're going to send it to
experience.
Annika Greer again. You're just going to send it to Annika.
to the 5'2" female athlete.
You have 2 phone numbers in
No.
your phone, mine and Annika's.
How do you know?
Because I just know. Small circle of sport.
You think he's got a shot in the last chance, Matt Lugos?
That's what I was wondering too. How did he do in
Depends on the
quarters?
Some
workouts.
online format. He can hit home runs, but then he's just got some things online that are so tough for him, it seems like.
Sevon, yesterday you asked a question about times that equipment had failed the athletes in the past or like hindered their ability to continue the workout. Noah Olson's wheelbarrow. Remember that? Was that 2014?
Oh.
Yeah, and
Also,
then
Camille's rower.
Camille's rower and the assault runners in the regional where they did the 333. Those were 3 times.
Let's start with the wheelbarrow. Didn't he flip the wheelbarrow though?
Yeah, but he didn't flip it though. It broke, and then the next time they repeated the workout, or no, yeah, it just broke on him. They had to give him a new wheelbarrow.
On who?
Noah Olson.
I remember
I
that.
think
That was
it
in
broke. I think it broke on Brandon Phillips the first time. The very first time they did. I think Brandon Phillips wheelbarrow
broke or dump. Definitely some people
no,
dumped
like
them.
like broke.
Broke.
Oh, that was before they had the Rogue one. And
I
then
think it
Noah's
was
broke as well. I'm 95% sure.
Chad-
I actually didn't
Chad-
even check that video.
Chad backs me up right here. Look at Chad's comment. Brandon Phillips wheelbarrow broke in 2010.
What does Chad know?
Chandler Jones did really good on that last workout too. Chandler Jones, he almost
football
made his way
player?
into the last chance. Chandler Jones?
The football player?
No, the guy in the guy who was underperforming all weekend. He finished in 11th.
Oh, here's another one.
Chandler Jones. Yeah.
If you can say this guy's name, I'll give you a handy, Hiller.
Noah's bike.
Le fewer harder son.
Is that Halfthor?
I don't know.
Jorgensen?
But that did Noah's bike break in Madison the first year?
The wheel popped off. Or not the
Oh.
wheel, the pedal. The pedal.
Okay.
Yeah, those clip-in pedals.
Here's the thing with these examples. Great examples. Thank you, guys. These are all things that were like completely out of anyone's control.
Yeah.
But this bar that we're talking about, DeLugos, is in the event.
You want to know the difference
organizers
between
control.
those two? So for everybody who tried to say, oh, back when Dave Castro was there, they wouldn't have cut the ropes either. One, it was never addressed before the event. And two, in every single one of these examples, they had a contingency plan. So when the pedal came off the bike, they had a backup bike. They had them stationed every so often. The athletes were briefed to like, hey, go pick up your bike at this spot on the course if something goes wrong. And then with the wheelbarrow, new wheelbarrow.
Yeah, but the only exception to that is when Camille's rower fucked up. It kind of was like she was there crying, and they're like, I just can't do anything.
Hey,
Yeah.
I will tell. I don't know if it was that year. I think it was that year, but I'm not sure. But one year on the ground in the stadium, I can't remember if it was Camille's bike or rower, but the battery stopped. It must be the same story. The battery wasn't working, and she starts crying.
Yep.
And Travis Bajent's on the floor, and he's the in-house commentator. And he just walks over to her, and he goes, "When I tell you to get off the bike, get off the bike." And he just told her to, like, when he saw a couple other girls go, he told her to get off. And that's how the problem was fixed. Just some random dude.
Awesome.
Yeah, just taking control, just alpha shit. Yeah, and no one's like, Travis, you can't do that. Everyone's like, all right, good.
Sevon, do you ever remember when Asia Barto was competing? He's what 6'3", 6'4". Were the pull-up bars ever an issue for him?
I could ask him, right? I could ask him.
Question.
That's a great question. I don't know.
Mhm.
And
he's the tallest guy I can think of from previous
he's,
games.
He's a long man. I feel like I've heard of the problem being around forever. And here's the thing. Back in the day, I kind of agreed, fuck you, it's CrossFit, like suck it up, nothing's fair. But now we've reached a point where they're going so fast and we keep talking about it. I am concerned someone's going to get injured. They're going to hit their foot on the ground. They're going to throw their back out. They're going to fucking break an ankle. They're going to break a toe. I'm concerned someone's going to hurt themselves. And at that point, it's like, hey, the fairness part, I don't really care about too much for some reason. Like the injury part, I do care because life's not fair. CrossFit's never been fair. It's not fair for Colton Mertens. So, I don't know. That's a good question. I'll DM him. Maybe he'll respond. Maybe he's in the comments.
In his games profile, it says he's 6'5".
Asia's?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, he's a big dude. Asia Barto.
And how tall is Fikowski? He's 6'2".
Yeah, I think he's got 74 inches listed.
So it's
How tall is that guy who just came out of the Far East? That's all I care about.
Oh, did your feet hit the ground? Did your feet hit the... Oh, Jamal's calling. Did your feet hit the... Jamal, can you just... It's not even a live call. Hold on. Sorry. Crazy. Jamal, this is like one of our biggest shows of the year. You can't just like call in.
Who's Jamal?
Oh, is he not connected? What's going on here?
No. Yeah, 6'2".
Are we all gonna bring
Jamal.
up the final there?
Yeah, Jamal, you can't call in. This is like a big shot show. We have JR Howell on. Like, what are you doing?
Hey man, I'm just saying. I'm just one time for the Colton train.
Okay, fine. That's
coming
okay.
in clutch at the last second.
All right, fair.
All right, and my only other thing I wanted to say is, going back to the pull-up bar situation, if nothing against Colton, but if there is a shorter athlete that's able to get a riser to go to a pull-up bar, do you feel that it's the same situation for an athlete who's too tall to have a pull-up bar that's short?
I love you. This way I can't turn this into the whole show. I love you. Let's do this on the live call show. You're the best, Jamal. I love you, man.
We talked about that yesterday.
Whole debate.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'll video. He's a good dude. Let's see if I can get Asia Barto. Damn, I look good.
Are you just videoing him right now?
Yeah, I've never done that on Instagram. You just video chat someone.
Did you pull up that clip of Zeus that I sent you? You look just like Zeus.
Is that a real dude?
Yeah, it's a real dude.
I don't think those things are comparable, by the way. Giving Colton a booster. I don't agree with Jamal, and Kotler used that same example yesterday.
I used the example. Why don't you agree?
Yeah.
It is the same.
It's exactly the same.
No.
Why?
No. I need to think about it. Let my big brain come up with a metaphor or something for
you. If you're adjusting for height, you're adjusting for height.
One human being cannot make themselves taller nor shorter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're using something to help somebody shorter to make them taller, why can't you use the same exact logic?
Okay. Then let's lower the pull-up bars another. You know what? Fuck, you're right, DeLugos. It's not fair. We're gonna lower all the pull-up bars another foot instead of raising them.
I'm saying all Rogue's
Easy.
gonna come out
That's
with is one of
easy,
those
yeah.
things where it's just like an easy clip extension to make the pull-up bars adjustable for next year.
Yeah, quick little pull pin.
It's gonna be an $800 add-on to every rig for every section, and it's gonna take off, and everyone's gonna buy it.
And all my members are going to ask me when we're going to get them.
Exactly. Sorry, JR. And you're
Yeah,
welcome.
seriously, that's gonna.
What's it, Bill? Bill Henniger. You're welcome, Bill.
What do we let's go over. Let's go. And congratulations to Brent Fikowski. You're still the man. Hats off to you. Do you guys anyone want to say anything nice about the guy? I mean, fuck, man. Just like he's consistent, just comes back at the end and just whoops ass and makes me eat
Can
crow.
you believe he took almost a minute off of his time from 2014?
Oh, he's just unbelievable.
Yeah, that's 6 years ago. I believe that.
And
Yeah, he took a minute
and,
off.
And it's a different workout.
Yeah. This is what do you mean? This is a different workout than it was in 2014? Oh, because they don't have to move the pieces.
It's like 100 yards shorter or something like that. Have we talked about that 10 times? And they don't have to move the pieces.
Yeah. Well,
and I think he's
longer?
like 4 inches taller.
Isn't it that weird number because they factored in the piece moving back and forth, and that's why it's 170 or whatever instead of 100? Because technically, all those people did move those extra feet to move that chest piece.
I don't think it's farther. I think it's just shorter in general. I think we talked about that in the show like a month ago.
Touche.
Where's helping it? He wasn't in the comments. Oh, he was camping. Mike Halpin's camping.
You guys have anything to say about Fikowski? Any surprise? Do you see any signs of him getting old? His skill set waning? Anything you want to say before we switch over to the women? Any love, hate? You got fucking lucky.
He crushed it.
Yeah, he just crushed it.
Fikowski does what he does every single time.
How many? I wonder what the stat is on that. Chad Schroeder, Tyler Watkins. How many times has Fikowski won an event in the last event?
For a little bit, he was missing it in regionals. You remember that back in the day when he kept missing the game spot by like 1 point?
No,
like
I don't.
15, 16.
Yeah,
don't
typically
think he
all
has
those
that.
workouts were a form of thruster and rope climb back then.
And it was
I
like
don't
that. Go ahead, Taylor.
I was just gonna say I don't think he has very many like competition wins. He's got Dubai CrossFit Championship, this one.
Or maybe the question needs to be asked different. How many times he's moved up in the rankings as opposed to moving down in the final workout?
A few.
Because man, he's clutch. I'm cruising over to the women. We have Mallory.
No, not yet. Men,
go.
still men. Because we haven't
Oh,
talked
look,
about
there's
this yet.
there's Alex
It's kind of hard to hear.
Gazan.
All
Holy
right, we'll talk about
cow.
this later.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Thank you, Mr. Kotler. You're a giant. Alex, did the pee flow freely from you?
Yes, it did.
What?
She just got drug tested. You were just drug tested, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the most I've seen J.R. Howell laugh in 3 lifetimes. So I'm glad that worked out. Hey, what? It's that loud there?
It won't be in a second. They were announcing some stuff.
Okay. Hey, tell me, when the weekend started, what was in your deepest, darkest thoughts or your brightest, biggest thoughts? What were you thinking about this weekend and how it would end? Not your mantra, but what the free Alex Gazan was thinking.
Before the weekend started, I had no clue what was going to happen. Like, of course, I wanted to do better than last year, and like, I went in with the goal of top 10, and then Justin was like, think bigger, and like, I don't think I truly believed that until I started doing good.
And how many events in did you think you were doing good?
Probably after the Minnesota mashup, the third event.
When he tells you think bigger, do you just immediately push that away, or do you even consider it? How do you stay present to hear that from your coach?
I don't push it away. I think it's just more of like teaching myself how.
Oh my goodness! Sorry. Hold on, Miss Gazan. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Miss Gazan, do you see these two knuckleheads also? Do you look to your right and left? Do you see these guys?
Who's all on here? shitload of people.
No, but
Travis.
A lot of people.
we're looking for
Devon, you've
them
grown,
walking-
man. Look at you.
they're
You got so
walking
many
somewhere.
people listening to you.
Wait, hold
It's
on a
good to see
second,
you.
Travis. Hold on. A lady speaking. Hold on. Go ahead, Miss
Brian
Gazan.
and-
Oh, she's literally right there. Oh, walk back up.
Hey, congrats.
I don't know who they're talking about.
Travis, I'm going to bug you in a little bit. I just got to talk to Alex here, but I
You're
want
good.
to
I
see
gotta
your
go
beautiful
pee, so I'll
face.
catch you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, Brian. He's going to pee.
Is
Okay.
everyone peeing? Are they taking blood?
Say that again. You don't push it away, but what did you say? How do you process it?
Oh, more just like learning how to apply it, like how to actually not just like say that, but actually believe it.
And how do you do that?
Practice? I don't know.
Do you surround yourself with people who believe in you?
I'd say so. There's one. There's
Who's that guy?
my husband,
Yeah. How old are you?
20.
And you're married.
I got married at 18
Holy cow. Hey, why'd you get married?
because I was in love and I am in love.
Hey, I ask guys that and they're like, I don't know. Cuz. And just for you, you're like, I'm in love. Just boom.
Yeah.
That last event, how close? I want to know everything about it, mentally and physically. But how close were you to failure?
Not close.
Yes. So fast or even?
Dude, I held her, like Kiefer and I held her way back. She was dominating it around round 8. I knew if she wanted to go about 30, 40 seconds faster, she could have. And we were just like, you're going to win this. It's not necessary. Let's just calm it down. We did this as she was running over. Take your time. Make sure you win. Make sure it's all clean. She had I would say she could have pushed another 30, 40 seconds if she needed it.
Did you feel pressure from Fee?
Be honest.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's
Be
fine.
honest.
It's fine.
I knew like that people would probably be fast for the first like 2 or 3 reps, but with rope climbs, like anyone could probably do 3 to 5 and then it goes downhill.
The truth is, I mean, I don't know. I haven't spoken to Fee yet, but I think you probably helped Fee.
She's great. Like she's a really phenomenal athlete, and we talked after, and like it was nice to have her next to me because like you don't want to get complacent and like just be slow. So like she was a good push to start, and she's been a really good competitor all weekend, and she's so supportive like on and off the field. So I have absolutely all good things to say about Fee.
What skills do you have? All these boys that I'm with are all going to hate on me. They're going to tell me this is the dumbest question ever, but I love it. What skills do you have that make you know you're so good at running and rope climbs? How did you know you were going to be so good at that?
I don't know. In practice, I do well. Like with
Were you a swimmer?
Danielle and like Carrie, like I was able to keep up with them training. So I figured if I can keep up with Danielle and Carrie, that I could keep up with these girls.
Go ahead, Hiller.
What was your sport growing up?
Lacrosse.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, why rope climbs? No gymnastics, no swimming?
I wish my mom would have put me in that stuff.
Yeah, on
It
the
doesn't
7
matter.
podcast. While you're on the 7 podcast, bash your parents a little bit. It's what I do. That's what all my live call-in shows are about. Bashing my parents.
My parents are great. They didn't put me in any of that.
Is this now? How many games do you want to do?
How many games?
Yeah, how many games do you want to do?
Like how many do you want to make? How long do you want to keep going?
Until like a long time. I don't know. I haven't been to one yet, so I assume I'll enjoy it. But
She's gonna hate it. Never want to go back.
I don't think so. I feel like it'll just be like this, but bigger.
I was joking.
You're a that's what I'm trying to figure out. Are you a hobbyist or would you say you're all in? Is this just life?
Life. Like, I mean, I feel like I value balance, and like I think it's important to have like relationships and like don't go to bed thinking about everything, but like dedication's also important. So like
She'll be top 10 at the games within the next 3 years.
There it is.
No pressure. Are you comfortable practicing working on your weaknesses? Do you enjoy that?
Do I enjoy working on my weaknesses? I'd say so. I mean, we've been working on snatches 3 days a week. Like, I don't complain about it. I mean, sometimes it's frustrating, but like, I am more motivated to get better than I am to like deal with a shitty piece of training.
Why did you choose Underdogs Athletics as your training camp?
I got really lucky. So I lived in Oregon before Vegas. And when I got married, my husband moved to Vegas with his family. And when I was in Oregon, I had like Reagan Huckabee and Karen McAdam as like training partners and coaches. And I like really did not want to move. Like I was like, nope, like I'm really lucky here. And anyway, I moved, and a couple months after I moved, like that's when Carrie and Justin moved. And at that point, like I wasn't confident enough to like go and be like, hey, I'm Alex, like, can I train with you? But I knew they were there. And then probably like, I don't know when it was, but my friend at the gym was kind of flirting with one of Carrie's friends and was like, hey, I have a connection to Carrie Pierce and you should go train with her. And so I kind of let like through the grapevine us get introduced, and I fell in love with Carrie, and then I got to meet Justin, and they accepted me into the gym.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
And is that when you knew? Well, is the belief that you are games caliber there now?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, good. Do you have any questions for Mr. Howell?
I do, yeah. And you have to forgive me if this is a different athlete, but it's kind of engraved in my head, so I'm pretty sure it was you. There was a moment, I want to say it was on day one, and I want to say it was after the lift, but they panned to you and you were pretty much in tears of joy. You could tell it was tears of joy, and it really stuck with me. And I just want you to kind of talk to that. Was that just, have you really been focusing on strength, or was that just one of those moments that you realized that you belong?
Probably the later. Like, I feel like anyone can say like, yeah, I belong, and I don't like false expectations, and I don't like to say it if I don't mean it. And so like that was like a moment for me where like, okay, like I do, and like I can't hang with the girls. And it was I didn't know if I could hit 230, and after I jerked it, it was like, okay.
No, it was awesome. Like Justin's reaction,
Oh yeah.
as pure and like unbridled as that was, and then you kind of like in tears, it was special. It was cool.
That reel will be like, I'll probably watch that video when I'm like 50. And like,
That's awesome.
Taylor, any questions for Miss Gazan?
No, congratulations. Good job.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Mr. Souza,
No, just congratulations. Really cool. We're excited to see you at the games.
Mr. Hiller.
Yeah, when are you gonna change the name on your profile to Gazan?
Can you ask CrossFit? Because I have.
Yeah, they don't like to. They don't like to talk to me.
So,
He'll make a video.
The
Make a
leaderboard,
video.
okay, so the leaderboard says Willis, but if you click my name, then it says Gazan on my profile.
Gazan. Okay.
I emailed Granite Games and CrossFit before I came here. They responded, but didn't really give me an answer. My athlete badge, like the credentials that you need, said Willis. My name on the field said Gazan. So I don't know. I just kind of been rolling with it.
Hiller, are you fucking surprised? Come on.
I'm not surprised. I am
bro.
not surprised.
Hey,
Justin.
Caller, can you hear this?
Yeah.
So we have a bona fide monster on our hand. She's 20 years old. She has a 230-pound complex, and she has a first in a sprint rope climbing event. This is almost like both ends of the spectrum fit, and then you just got to just build some fluff in the middle, and this one's ready to fucking get on the podium.
You didn't get to see her best movement this weekend, strict deficit handstand push-ups.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, guys. Like, here's the deal. She last year was last person. I think just about last person out of quarterfinals into semifinals. And the improvement in the last year has been astonishing. And like I said to y'all yesterday, it's a matter of I kind of knew that she was at that level, but I don't think she believed that she was at that level. And I think this weekend will go a long way towards it. This whole weekend we've been talking about belief. This whole weekend we've been talking about the fact that she belongs. And I think the chipper on day two was kind of like that light just went on moment. And I really do believe. I mean, she's strong as fuck. She's got so much room for growth and potential. She doesn't really know how to lift yet. We got to teach her how to lift, and we can improve her movement patterns, I think, immensely. And she's nowhere near a finished product. She's going to get a ton better on machines and endurance wise. It's just exciting. But the most exciting thing about it is she's genuinely like the nicest fucking person in the world. And like Carrie immediately texted me and she was in tears. And it's just so cool to see good things happen to good people, man. That's the thing that I'm excited about.
God, you're cool.
She's crying a little bit.
I don't want to cry.
Hey. So I don't want to fall into the weeds here, but when you do get the belief, now you believe you're going to the games, you're excited, you're going to the games, you believe you deserve to go there. But there's this thing that happens in the second year with athletes, I feel like, or in the third year, where they start to question it again. Is that just a battle athletes always have, Justin? They're always wondering in the off season, do I belong?
Yeah, I think there's moments of that. And I think some of that just has to do with periods of time in the year, depending on what their training looks like, depending on what their life looks like. But this is our second year with Danielle, and obviously, I mean, I think she's taken incredible strides, and Alex is so young, and we've talked about it for a long time, like not overloading her with volume and really thinking about longevity for her career. And it's crazy to me to think like it's been maybe about a year or so.
September was when we really started.
Yeah, September of last year, where we had a conversation if she was just like, well, I don't expect to make the games for a few years. And I just, what do you think I should be working on? And that was before we even started working together. And I'm a big believer that engines win championships. And we talked about building a championship engine. And, it's just guys, I can't, I'm kind of at a loss for words in the sense that I just can't believe how fast the transformation has happened. It's pretty amazing.
There's a comment here. It's thank you, Alexis. Hopefully we can do a long form podcast someday soon.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Nice to meet you. Mr. Kotler.
Yeah, buddy.
The comment here is fucking ask about DeLugos. I don't think it's that aggressive towards you. I think it's towards me. Like, shut the fuck up already and ask me about DeLugos. What's going on with DeLugos? How impressed are you with this finish?
I mean, you guys saw what he did today. He didn't. I mean, I'm not gonna fucking say what I'm just gonna say, but you give the guy a fucking pull-up bar that's 98 inches, and he's on the fucking podium. So
okay, so we did a little bro math here between the five of us, and we said if he would have cut 30 seconds off that workout,
yeah,
he'd be going to the CrossFit Games. Do you think with the proper pull-up bar he could have cut 30
I
seconds
don't
off?
think it's a question. He knows it too. He's taking some alone time right now.
I have a question. Did that get addressed before, like during the athlete briefing, or no? No. Okay. How come?
It's just totally. I mean, the whole thing is fucked up, honestly. Like, it's just so frustrating. And I know it's so frustrating for him because it's like, listen, I mean, he did phenomenally, obviously. I mean, to move from 12th to 7th, he got a 4th and a 1st today. We knew today was the day, but we also knew that it was the last 3 events for him. The last 3 events. He needed to manage the first 3. He needed to crush the last 3. And that, that was the plan, and when you're taken out of a plan, I don't know if you guys watched the broadcast, but Chase said it. It was not a fitness issue. It was an equipment issue. And when that's the case, and it's not a level playing field with a kid like that, it's hard. It's hard as a coach. Like right now, obviously he's got to get ready for the last chance, and I'm proud of him, extremely proud, guys. I mean, let's think. I mean, a 4th and a 1st is pretty fucking solid on the last 2 events.
It's also a safety issue. I want to be very clear about that on both fronts. It is a serious safety issue.
Yeah, 100%. So it's frustrating because I know he's taking it pretty hard right now because I think he felt like he had a really good chance. And even Brent, Fikowski came up afterwards and was like, dude, fucking great job today. Now let's see if we can get you a higher pull-up bar and higher rings. He actually said that to him. So, we're gonna fight with it. I mean, I spoke to Brian this morning, and I kind of asked his opinion on what he thinks I should do. And I know they're trying to work on it, but what's frustrating to me is I heard this last year, and we're still in the same situation. And now I honestly believe, I fully believe that it cost him a game spot, which is really challenging to address as a coach, because it wasn't a fitness issue. But then again, listen, there are a couple things. He missed a lift at 3:30. If he would have made that, there's a chance, So it's just frustrating.
My personal advice to you, no one's listening, right? Okay. Send an email to my buddy, Dave@CrossFit.com. Hey, great seeing you. Thank you. Always love your cooperation. Thank you so much for letting us use your phone to talk to Alex.
Thanks for having me, guys. Have a great
love
night.
You.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you.
I want to do a preemptive strike on any idiots in the comments who are going to be like, oh, the coaches shouldn't talk. Why did he take the phone from her? I sent him a link. I know no one has said anything yet in the comments, but I know you idiots out there. I see the comments. not people listening to this podcast, but the people who watch the games feed. Sometimes the comments are like a competition to see who's the biggest rock. But I sent him a text and I said, hey, can you take your phone over to Alex Gazan so we can talk to her? And he was nice enough to do it. So I don't want anyone to say anything ridiculous. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Hillary.
Can you imagine being an athlete who may not be hitting their potential, and I'm not naming any names, and then hearing the way Justin Kotler speaks about his athletes, the way he does, and how much belief he has in them and how much effort and energy he puts into them, and not considering going to work with Justin Kotler if you are possibly a disgruntled or underperforming athlete right now?
Not to name any names. I feel it too.
Go ahead, Matt.
No, I was just gonna say his passion as a coach is like unmatched. You could really tell that his camp and the talent that he's cultivating underneath him, especially the young talent that's coming up, he has an eye for it, and he creates a great atmosphere. So he's definitely going to be one of the premier coaches. I mean, he already is now, but I think for a long time to come as well.
Somebody in here said Justin Medeiros, Kotler for the win. It's like you guys are out of your mind. Like Justin Medeiros clearly has a good pattern working with Adam. And
that dude's no joke. And Kotler everyone knows Adam. Adam's no joke. 10 times to the games as a team.
So
he's no
that was
joke.
a stupid comment, and Adam's the freaking man. But if you're a disgruntled athlete and you might need a change up, and you hear Justin Kotler on a show like this for a 5-minute section where he's just going off about how much he works and loves his athletes, that was good.
Well, let me just interject one thing. Do we know Chandler's disgruntled, or do we get any confirmation?
I wasn't naming any names. What are you saying Chandler for?
We know who it was about. Come on.
Taylor's getting specific.
Come on. Well, I'm just saying.
God, you just like to stir the pot, don't you?
Do we know that he's disgruntled, or are we able to confirm that
we don't know that he's disgruntled?
Yeah. Did you guys discuss it? Was there anything that came out about his performance or his health or anything over the last? No.
I will say this: he looks like a supermodel.
Right.
They gave us some close-ups at the end there, and man, you could just stare at him forever. He's like,
remember when they called him Trevor Mayer and not Travis?
Who did?
Well, they called him Trevor because that was his alter ego. Maybe Chandler Jones is Chandler Smith's alter ego when he's underperforming.
Oh, is that what the joke was? I kept seeing that comment. Someone called him Chandler Jones.
It was a commentator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good times. It's fine.
And Taylor, to answer your question, no, I don't think that we know that he's disgruntled. That's entirely speculatory.
I did hear a rumor. There's more rumors swirling about Dave. That's why I cracked that joke. So
what are the rumors?
No, I did it last week. I did it. They're coming. I'll tell you guys off the air. I mean, you got to check your DMs. They're in there. Everyone's talking.
I gotta pee.
Check the DMs.
Pee away.
Taylor.
But wait.
Can I talk about what I was going to talk about now or no?
What did you say? I want to ask JR a question about Gazan.
All right, it's still in there. Go ahead.
Would you send me? Could someone send me a link? Could someone text me a link? People are asking me for links to the Chase.
Oh yeah, it wasn't pinned up in our comment section. I thought that was already.
Is it pinned up there?
Let me double check.
No, I don't see it. Could someone send me a link to the Chase? What is that thing called when you love Chase?
Petition.
Chase petition. JR, she's 20 years old. I hear that and I just think that the glass ceiling must be so far away. See or no?
See.
Yeah,
I would say so listening to Justin and listening to Alex, one thing seems very clear. The trajectory is crazy steep in an upward direction right now. And that's a scary thing. He said she was like one of the last year out of quarterfinals to semis. and this year she's punching her ticket. She's obviously got some things that some athletes spend their whole careers trying to attain. Strict upper body pulling being one of them, strict upper body pressing from what he said is her best movement being another. And for any athlete, especially females at the games, that can be a massive differentiator. So the fact that she's getting stronger, that she's that young, I'm sure she will continue to get stronger. I mean, I have no reason to not believe that she'll continue to improve. And he'll make a profit out of himself saying top 10 in 3 years.
I think it's sooner, is what I'm saying. What do you think?
I think we got to wait until any rookie does 13 to 15 events at the games and deals with that pressure. I mean, her saying, I don't know what it's going to be like. I assume it's going to be like this, but bigger. You know, everyone feels it their first time, I'm sure.
Deficit handstand push-ups, can run.
That's one of my best movements.
Legless.
And legless. I mean, pulling, pushing, running. Those were the three you said?
Yeah, in a strict manner, being a big separator.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. Was she on your guys' radar before today or before this week? I don't think she was on. Yeah.
No.
Sounds like she wasn't
I know
on
she was on the
Kotler's
radar
radar.
of a bunch of other people's radars. I remember seeing her name kind of spewing around in our comment section, and I remember I was just thinking, I'm looking at the leaderboard. I'm like, this person isn't even competing at the competition because all I saw was Alex Willis. Is she the one who bench pressed 235 in the quarterfinals?
Alex Willis?
Alexis sent me a Instagram post during the quarterfinals of a younger athlete, and I think it might have been Alex who bench pressed an absurd amount of weight.
Are you looking for that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Susan's on that.
Quarterfinals.
Okay.
Time.
So, Mallory O'Brien, Amanda Barnhart second, Danny Spiegel third, Alex Willis fourth, Emily Rolfe fifth, Chloe Wilson, Fee Sagafi in sixth and seventh, Kelly Stone with the best hair of anyone in all the semifinals combined. Did you guys like that? Those two round things, like the radar, the Mickey Mouse
Princess
ears.
Leia.
Oh,
That wasn't really the Princess Leia, is it?
Kind of. I mean,
Princess Leia's are down like this. Hers were up like this, like radar. That was more like the Ronnie Teasdale, the Raw of Earth. That played out exactly like we thought, right? Everyone else was a long shot from Sydney Wells to I guess the only person that we may have thought would be Fee Sagafi would have been higher, right?
Fee Sagafi. Yeah. Yes, I think she would have been higher. It was just a lift, man. That's the only thing that kept her out, the 200-pound complex. Other than that, 8th, 6th, 5th, 7th, 2nd.
It shows you how good Haley Adams is. She got the same hole, and she just crushes.
This is it.
So this isn't her one in the quarterfinals, but this is a set of 4 at 215 because with the quarterfinal weight, you just have the total. So this
I got to give props to Alexis. Good job, Alexis. She remembers
proves
that.
it there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's
So I'm
strong,
guessing
man.
she did 230 for 1, right?
Is that the Lugos
Oh,
right there?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the Lugos.
I wonder what she is. I wonder what her ethnicity is.
Is there a bench pressing correlate there that we don't know about?
I mean, just what are her genetics? I mean, that's freakish. She doesn't even look that. I mean, she looks strong. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
That's 5 pounds over your deadlift max right there, Sevan. 10 pounds over.
No, I think. Well, I've never done 215 for 4. That's for sure. But I've done 215.
205 for
That is-
triple
that is-
press.
that is an absurd bench press for a female.
It's
Especially at
absurd.
what looks
It's
like
absurd.
Her body weight, it's incredible.
It's absurd. Like even
I've
JR
never seen that. JR, have you seen that before from a female?
Dude, that's very impressive.
That's the type of weight that so every single time I talk about bench press with the females, they're like, oh, that's too heavy. That's too heavy. Like if a male can bench 300, I say a female should be able to bench 200. And every time the female's like, oh, that's too heavy. But look at this shit.
Yeah, she's a stud.
Taylor, what do you think?
It's crazy. The bench press is crazy for sure.
Taylor,
You've never seen it, right?
Are you a good bench presser, Taylor?
I'm a very average bench presser.
What's your best? Or you did the quarterfinals? What'd you hit this year on the other total?
I did not hit my best. I hit 287.
287. So that would be like a female 190 something, 190, 195.
So Alex is a lot better of a bencher than I am.
She's hitting, and that'd be like you bench pressing 330
335
for four.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. And if she hit that 230, it'd be like her benching 355 or something like that. It's awesome.
Is this
so
true?
heavy.
She did a 165 strict press.
Oh my gosh.
So why is her snatch bad? That's curious. Typically, you have a good squat, a good bench, and a good strict press.
Dude, she's awesome.
Okay.
No, I disagree. I have a good bench press, and my strict press is dog shit.
No, I'm asking her what her she was saying snatch was her weakness. I wonder why. If it's just a
maybe it's because she's such a good bench presser. Usually, like having a really good bench will tighten up the front of your body, like your pec minor, and it's a tough position. There was an athlete I heard once coming out of Misfit, I think it was, his coach didn't allow him to bench press anymore because it was hindering his ability to get an overhead squat in the snatch position.
Makes sense.
And that's why
bullshit.
Misfit's not a
Oh, we found Taylor's thing.
Is there anything we want to? Is there anything else we want to say about these events here? About who won? It seems like everything just played out like it was supposed to. Anything you want to point out? Any shocks? JR pointed out that she was crying. I thought that was great. Anything else that you saw in these final two events, men or women, that shocked you before we move on to the next thing here?
I always got something. I'm just waiting for someone else to say something because I talk too much.
I would like to take us over to the Atlas games, but tell me, what do you got? Do you have something? I want to applaud the Granite games. I think they did great. I think everything turned out. I'm happy for everyone. Can't wait to see everyone go hard. Anyone? Travis Mayer's going to his 8th CrossFit Games.
That's very cool.
Very. Colton Mern's going to his 2nd.
You know, you fell off of the Travis Mayer bandwagon. What's up with that?
I only have so much bandwidth. I love Travis. Now I was just showering it with Mr. Mertens. If you get your Colton Mertens baseball card in hard plastic, and then you can pull it out, but don't do it when Hiller's watching because he'll yell at you. Take it out, and it comes with this case and everything, and this stand.
It was 10 points away from becoming a collector's item, Sevan.
And you could get this at the Wad Zombie website.
One thing that stood out for me was definitely obviously, we've already talked about it, but Chandler Smith at 11th here. I mean, going into this thing at the pre-show and everything else, he was kind of somebody we were watching that would thought for sure get inside at least that last chance qualifier and sit in 11th. So it'd be interesting to hear the story, or if there even is a story, maybe it just wasn't his weekend. But I'd be curious to know what was going on there and learn about the weekend from his perspective.
Him and his fiance both finished in 11th.
That was the plan, maybe.
Tie each other so they couldn't be mad at each other.
It's very cute.
I liked it when he crossed the finish line. He looked really tense. I mean, he looked beautiful, but he looked tense, and she seemed so calm. And that's they seemed like she seemed like she was doing the right thing, for her competitor husband, who was probably pretty wound up in that final event.
Yeah,
and I mean the best outfit of the weekend.
That's always got to be a little strange too, when the story that we had with Bailey Rail and Tyler Christoval, right? Because like one makes it, the other one doesn't. I mean, obviously there's still the last chance qualifier, but like, what do you do that night? Do you go out to have the dinner, or do you just sit at home and take the quiet car ride home? Like what is it's kind of tough when you have one that makes it and one that doesn't. At least it's got to be.
I'd like to move over to the Atlas games. Are you okay with that, Hiller, Taylor, Mr. How? Okay. If you look at the Atlas games, you'll look at scroll down, you'll see Tori Dyson. That is the original muscle hamster at 5 feet tall, 140 pounds. It is.
It is.
I think that is the original muscle hamster. And you'll also see that Meredith Root and Alex Parker are competing here at the Atlas games.
Is that right? Where?
No, I'm joking.
Oh shit! I was starting to look at the names.
Old school competitor Danny Horan. Holy cow!
Wow.
Emma Lawson.
Carolyn Prevost.
What about Paige Powers?
She's got potential for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. What do you guys think about her top 5 finish?
I like her odds better than Allison Scuds.
Ooh, hot take coming from the demo team partners.
Demo team buds.
Weren't you? Is that the year you were over there or no?
I wasn't on the demo team. I didn't make the cut. I got
Oh,
hurt.
you were over there doing some stuff. Was she not around there then?
No, she was. She was.
Okay.
She was the one who lifted the pig off of Taylor. Okay, let's switch over to the men.
Wait a minute. Top.
You're obsessed with that story.
Oh, it's just so it was so good. Your response though was good too to me. It was good.
It's stacked. The men's field is fucking crazy.
Okay, let's pick our top 5 here. We can repick them again next week. I won't hold anyone to the fire.
Oh, we're doing a top 5er right now.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
That's tough.
Let's do something we can all agree on. Let Patrick Vellner at the top.
Do they have all the workouts out yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like them.
I haven't looked at them yet.
Pat thinks they're overprogrammed, and
Is there any
JR,
way to
what do
pull
you
those
think?
up for a split second?
I was gonna say let's pull them up.
Stand by.
Alex Vigneault,
I like JR's take on these workouts.
Jeff Adler. Jeff Adler's taking second.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
I think Vellner, Adler, and then I think Carone, then I think Alex Vigneault, not
Ooh.
Jeremy. I think Alex Vigneault, and then I think man, you always want to take a gamble on Cedric, but he just seems like he fucks up the in-person competitions.
Yeah, because he doesn't hold himself to accountable on his movement standards.
Oh, damn.
He blocked me on Instagram.
He posted.
He did?
He posted some tough
I
stuff.
called him out for doing muscle ups that were shitty, and he just blocked me.
He's got
Man.
some tough movement, but he is super fit.
Where is this?
I think he let the
Nicholas
trucker. I think he
Corral.
let the trucker stay in his gym when they were doing that.
Dylan Pettit.
The Freedom Rally. Give him credit for that.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
he's a
fifth
good dude.
spot
I
is-
just wish he didn't block me.
The fifth spot is tough.
Hey,
I would block
he's gonna
him,
have
too.
to do more than letting the Freedom Trucker sleep in his gym if he blocked you. I wouldn't say he's a good dude. He's halfway there.
Yeah, I know Brian speaks really highly of Jack Farlow being one of the strongest athletes in that field. So
Well,
if
he's
he
got-
has, if he wins that complex, who knows?
I think I think some of the capacity workouts and then some of the skill workouts are way too tough for that kid. But we'll see. I might eat crow, just like Rebecca Fuselier made me eat crow. I think this is a bit of a different story. We'll have to see.
I
mean,
think these are easy picks. I think we did it.
Well, you got Pat, Jeff, Carone, Vigneault, but I don't know that 5 is an easy pick.
And we're not picking Cedric because he blocked Hiller. Let's put someone else in there.
it's like between Cedric, Dylan Pettit, fucking who else? Peter, I don't know.
Oh, you're picking Dylan Pettit, hey?
I'm not actually no, I'm not picking him because of the parallel handstand push-ups. I don't pick him.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
How
So
about
no,
Gene Simon Leroy Lemurray, or however you say his name?
he's a threat. I also think Nicholas Hoyal, Connor Duddy.
Connor
Depending on how
Duddy.
fit he
Oh,
is.
yes.
He's done some things in the past, but
God,
again,
this
it's
is
like-
so stacked.
Hey, so Americans, there's no Americans that have a chance except for, is it Jordy Gramillion? Is he the only one who has a chance?
no, Connor Duddy has a
He's
chance.
not
Connor Duddy,
competing, by the
pretty
way.
good.
Jordy didn't get in. He couldn't compete at Atlas, remember? Well, maybe you don't. I made a giant hour-long conversation with him.
You think Connor Duddy knows how to fight?
That sounds like a fighter's name.
Dude, he been in a lot of fights.
He used to work out with in Virginia Beach with the Smith.
When your last name's Duddy, that's all you did from 2nd to 8th grade. It's just fucking fight motherfuckers. How about JR? You had a fun name to play with, Howl.
Yeah, I got a lot of like
Just-
dog, like howling at the moon references and stuff as a kid.
Yeah. It's like the only thing kids have.
Here we go.
Just-
Jack Farlow's in the comments, baby.
There he is.
We will have to see.
Oh, damn.
Make me eat crow, dude.
Eat the crow.
I like crow.
Okay, so next week this shit starts on a Friday. On Friday, I want you guys to know that I'm more excited to do my UFC show with Justin Nunley, TikTok superstar, and Darian Weeks, UFC fighter. We're going to do a show for predictions for UFC 275. I'm gonna have to fit that in on Friday. Well, I got to do this show with this group of studs, and then isn't there something else besides Atlas games next week? What's the other one?
Strength and
Cool.
depth.
Strength and depth.
Strength and depth.
Do we watch that one, or do we just we
and
don't?
Copa do Sur and Brazil.
Strength and depth will be good.
There's 4 next week. Did you say? How?
Three.
3.
Oh,
Strength and depth, women's field. Sam Briggs. who's a
Helga
big name?
Doder, Emma Quaid,
All
Emma
the
Tall.
all the
Amy
daughters.
Kringle, Emma Tall, Emma McQuaid, Jackie
Oh, Katrin.
Dahlstrom, Katrin
I
Davis
can't wait to see
daughter,
Sam Briggs compete.
Taylor
I always
Howes.
love watching
Another.
Sam.
Oh, did we ever talk about that comment they posted on their Instagram?
Which
So they come out with the programming, and then Strength and Depth tags Sam Briggs and goes, "Are you happy now?" Dude, did you not get that? And then you
What?
look at the workouts. Look at the Strength and Depth workouts.
Okay,
There's
let's
n-
talk about this. You guys are out of your mind with all this shit. Let's talk
No,
about this shit.
they're
Yeah, let's do this.
fucking
what do you
written
mean?
for
We're out
her.
of our mind. They're
They're written for her. Other than the complex, they are written for her. It's crazy.
Really?
And it was just a very
No,
interesting
no,
comment.
Souza, do not get on this bandwagon conspiracy
Get on
and
it.
shit with these guys.
Get on the fucking wagon. Let's go.
Pull up the Strength and Depth website.
No, he was tagged in it. Do you remember which post
Hey.
it was, Taylor?
Hey, so
Um,
can you imagine sitting at your keyboard? We
I got it on the
we
screen
showed
cap.
that young girl. We showed that young girl bench 215 4 times, and I look over in the comments and someone said something about roids. It's like, dude, that's like how to like even if I thought that, I wouldn't fucking type that. Like, give it a second, let it breathe. What other thoughts do you have?
The next question is, do they have a face
Oh,
attached
look
to
at
their
him.
profile?
All right,
Or is it
so I'm
just like
sending
one of
it to
those
the chat
blinkers?
you can
So
bring it
so
up.
why can't it just be like just playing with Sam Briggs? Why does it have to be like
Well,
that
this
it-
first
they're in
event.
cahoots?
Yeah. So first event, look. First event they announced 1K run, 200, 2K run, 300 double unders, 1K run. Sam Briggs will.
I don't
collapse
think
in
Sam
that.
will do really well at that workout. I'm kidding, by the way. She smoked that workout. That's good for her.
Yep.
Oh yes.
So that's
Next.
one good workout for her. You remember her in Amanda 45? She's
Yep.
amazing at muscle ups.
She's
So
gonna
this
smoke
next
that.
one's- Yep, 3 ring. This one's got 3 rounds, 12 ring muscle ups, 30 all.
Wait. Let's go to event 2 before you talk about it. Can you switch the slide? Okay, thank you. Okay,
Oh,
so
sorry,
event
my
one,
bad.
event 1 is good enough for her to qualify for the
Home run.
CrossFit
Home
Games.
run for
Okay,
her.
event 2.
This one,
Do you agree with
I
that,
need-
Jr? Event 1's like a games. That's the kind of stuff she wants to see.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
100%.
This one too.
Yep.
Yeah,
She,
12.
remember the Rogue Invitational, the power snatch workout at Rogue Invitational? She destroyed everyone in it. She fucking
Yep.
annihilated people, and she's good
That
at
was-
muscle ups. So maybe the pistol squats are a question, but she's going to destroy the muscle ups and hang snatches.
Well, she's
So
got
bar cycling, she's good at.
Well, she's
Oh,
got,
yes.
you know, if we look at the workout and we think about like seconds per repetition, hangs power snatches, there's only 27, 90 pistols, 36 muscle ups. Most time is going to be spent on the pistols if you do the ring muscle ups unbroken, which we assume she may be one of the only females that do it unbroken. I don't know. Looks like a good
Oh
one for her.
yes. Oh yes.
Another good one for her. Next workout.
Hey, top five, both of those.
Oh yes. Top
Okay.
3.
Probably event win on the first one. Maybe competing with Jackie Dahlstrom.
Okay.
All right,
Tough
now
work.
this
This
one-
is tough for her. She's
Yeah,
not
this
even going to
is-
be top 10, right?
This is terrible for
No.
her, but it's CrossFit's event. It's CrossFit's programmed workout.
Okay.
So we can't consider that.
Okay.
And
Hey,
then
but that's
you-
not their fault. CrossFit
No,
took the strength
No,
work
I'm not
component.
saying that.
Okay.
I'm just saying that. I'm just
But
saying
they
that.
can't do anything about it. Yeah.
Yeah, they can't do anything about that. But you can also counter it and say the other CrossFit program event is also going to be really, really good for her. The run legless. This one, hinging.
I have a source who just reached out to me saying that Sam's response, or them saying that asking if they were happy, was in response to her asking when they would release the workouts. So they're saying, "Are you happy now?" Because
Yeah.
the workouts were out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Take that.
All right.
There's the
Well,
evidence there.
I
They
mean,
said
dude,
that's going to be from our source on the ground at Strength and Depth that I told you about earlier.
Oh,
Andrew, you're the
nice.
one who says there's no such thing as coincidences. So let's just keep scrolling through these workouts.
Okay,
Talking about
Taylor-
Cedric's most excited I've ever seen Taylor on the podcast, and I'm a stan. A stan.
Because I don't know whether I believe this conspiracy or not, but it has some.
We're processing it. We're
Hey,
processing it.
I mean,
Hey, so
that's
let's look
how,
at this workout.
that's how
Hey, let's look at this.
misunderstanding occurs, you guys. They were responding to what she was saying.
JR, what about
That's
this
it.
workout?
100 deads at what is that going to be on the
At
kettlebells? For her?
64 kilograms, that's going to be like one.
That's beefy.
150. Well, yeah. Like
Yeah.
I mean, if that's per
125,
hand, which I assume it's,
140.
I assume that's per
150?
hand, right?
Yeah. Per hand. We have to assume that, right? Makes
Or is
sense.
that a couple of 32s? Because that makes sense. 32 kg
Yeah,
is
that
a
I would
normal
like to know
kettlebell.
Yeah,
32
Wow.
kg is a 70-pound
Probably
kettlebell.
it. That's probably it. It's probably 70-pound bells. That's 100 deadlifts with it would be a 315 for women, basically, or 275 for women. There's no way.
yeah.
Okay, so it's 2 32-pound kettlebell deadlifts.
150-foot
I would
handstand
assume
walk.
so.
Is
Which
that
is
how you
not-
write that normally? How would that be written on main site like that?
I would have written 2 times 32 or 2 times 40.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how they did it on main side too, or at least
Hey.
there'd be something where it'd say it at the bottom.
Hey, if you want to know the PG version of what happened between Chase and well, it's not. I shouldn't even say Chase. If you want to know the PG version of Alex Parker starting a petition and trying to get Chase fired, you can go over and watch this guy's video. His name is Jason CF Media. He has a video on YouTube. It's so nice.
Hey,
real
he's the
media?
guy who sent me that insight, Sevon.
Yeah, okay. He's like too nice, but he's extremely articulate, well-spoken, beautiful video, easy to watch. But man, he plays it so fair for Alex and Miss Root. So if you want
Media.
if you want to go over there, you can see. All right. Okay. Sorry. Go on. Okay. So let's vote. Is this is this top 5 for Miss Briggs also?
It's hard to say, but it's not a bad workout for her. There's nothing in there that I'm like, damn, she sucks at that.
Yeah,
Okay.
she'll do well at that.
Oh wait, Mr. Howell.
Maybe the handstand walk.
Forearms and grip get a little break on those box jump overs going into the 75. So unless she crashes and burns on the toes-to bar, which I think she's too veteran to make that mistake, it still looks like it's pretty good.
And she's
also
fixed her
great at
handstand
bowling.
walk since that year she didn't make the games for that.
I don't think that 300 feet in a workout, when presented that way, is going to cause too much of a disruption, even if she's one of the last ones off the handstand walk.
Okay.
Next. Great for her. But she can't control it. So next. Get the fuck
They
out.
named
Tell me
that
this
one.
isn't. Tell me this should be named after her. This should be named after her.
This should just be called Sam Briggs.
Event 6,
Yeah.
Sam Briggs.
She'll crush this.
Did they name the event 5? They named it Twist.
They should
Hey,
have named
what-
it Sam Briggs.
Wasn't there a workout a couple years ago at the games or last year, whenever she was last at the games, and she was supposed to crush it and she fell apart? It was the run workout. She had the lead for a long time, and then the girl who was in today's event, Emily. Rolf?
The Toto Bar workout?
Yeah, and like 5 or 6 people passed her at the end, right? Maybe more.
Correct.
Yeah, well, this is-
So go back to that first workout. That's a long time domain. Maybe we'll see her. Maybe we'll see her. Is that first one
no,
long?
it's all machines, dude. You're not going to see her crumble on that. She's going to crush this field. It's semifinals. You're talking about the games. She had some people pass her. This is not the games.
Hey, how do you finish an event on 1,000-meter assault runner?
Very
you mean?
anticlimactically.
Oh, yeah.
This is what you do.
Yeah.
You test it and you make sure that those caps are right, because it is going to be a nightmare if people finish on a certain number of meters getting capped.
You know what you do? You have them get off the assault runner every couple 100 meters and move it forward.
JR, explain that again. That's really important. That's kind of
Okay.
hard for me to understand, but I know what you're saying is super important. Say that again.
Okay, so if me, Hiller, and Taylor are all on runners, and we're coming up to the time cap, and we're all within 700 and 800 meters, and when 3, 2, 1 stops, is the judge just going to look and see what the final meter count was that he saw on the screen at 0? Like, that's, I mean,
Or does someone push you off your runner?
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can't stop the screen on a certain meter. You can press stop right away at the cap, but the belt still keeps moving and it'll just restart, as far as I know.
What's the protocol on that in the past? How do they do that?
I don't know that. I don't know that it's ever been in meters to finish a workout. 333s is the last one I can remember finishing on the runner.
Hey, how long does it take to run 1,000 meters on an assault runner? Nothing blazing.
Like
Just
under
Four-ish. Yeah.
About 4
okay. And then how many minutes to row 2,000 meters?
for the females, probably
For
about
them?
8,
Okay, 12, and then
7.5
300
to
double
8.
unders.
About 3.
If you're good at 'em.
15
10
minutes.
and a
And how many
half.
for the last 1,000 meters?
Maybe 20 or 30 seconds slower than the first one.
So it's gonna be like an 18 to 23 minute workout.
Okay, so maybe they set the time cap. Did they set the time cap so everyone could finish? Because you're bringing up a good point, and I don't know how you end. That is really a shitty event. If have you ever seen an event at a CrossFit event where the event ends and they're on the runner?
Yes.
Yeah, 333 2018 regionals, also Wadapalooza this year, but that wasn't a CrossFit sanctioned event.
Man, it just seems anticlimactic. Like you don't get to see them come off. You didn't. No, I think at Wadapalooza you finished on the runner and then you still had to go through that.
The gauntlet.
Yeah,
You had to run around 30 runners,
yeah, but at least
Not
you had
To
that.
your death. To your death.
not slip.
Yeah, this is also the kind of workout too that you want to make everyone finish it. Like you want them to
Yeah.
feel this whole workout because
Volume.
you know it'll affect the whole weekend. So it looks like these time caps are really generous for a reason. So it sounds like
Yeah.
they're good.
It looks
And
like
Alex
that's
Parker
what-
would crush this workout. That is true. Man, she's
I heard
got
Craig Ritchie's competing at this.
an engine.
Who's
Strength and
programming
depth?
strength and depth?
Sam Briggs programmed it. Sam Briggs programmed it.
Anyways, just
Yeah, I
just a
agree,
neat
Taylor.
little
They
conspiracy.
look very good for her. I agree with you.
And that comment just made it suspicious. It's like you see the
sure
comment and then
did.
you see the programming, you're like, whoa. I'm not saying
You
she
and,
has anything to do with it, but dude, how fucking cool would it be? Also, isn't she like 39 or 40?
Someone just
yes. Let me
sent
see.
a message and said Craig Ritchie was 42nd thousandth in the Open. So I
Yeah,
don't
he
think he'll
sucks at
be.
CrossFit.
I don't think he'll be at the
Yeah, I'm just saying that because she's 40 years old. I just saw
That would
like
be
8 people in the
crazy.
comments say Craig Ritchie at Strength and Depth.
No, I-
He'll be there with his camera and his oversized T-shirt.
Yeah, he's not gonna do.
and he doesn't suck at CrossFit. I suck at CrossFit. Please don't give him my title. Thank you.
He can't do muscle ups like you can.
Yeah, dude.
Well, that
And
might
he
be
can't
true.
ride the assault bike like you can.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. You guys are warming my heart.
You're welcome, dude.
Mm-hmm. But you also
Uh,
can't snatch 300 pounds like he can.
What is after this? So after this week, we'll know who's going to the CrossFit Games. It's all done.
All done.
Damn right.
Okay.
And then we really start.
Do we think there are going to be leaked workouts from the games this year?
Of
I
course.
already know him.
Wow.
They've
I
already
knew
been
him. I
released.
knew him a couple months before last year, and it was a cool feeling.
Any closing words, guys? Any closing words, Souza, you want to say before we reconvene Thursday or Friday?
No, you guys did a great job. All you guys, the
Thank you.
panel's awesome. We had a lot of cool people on here. Everybody's input was awesome.
Mr. Hiller?
Yeah, I kept on trying to bring it up, but you wouldn't let me.
Go
How
ahead.
the male finale was the exact same back-to-back years at the Granite Games. It was just Colton and Nick Matthews standing there, but this year they had different haircuts, and it was the same outcome. Colton took the 5th spot.
And the announcer, and in 5th place.
Well, the announcer fixed his shit this year. He didn't do that.
I would
I
have. I was
remember
about
that
to
last
kick
year.
him in the nuts last year. It was so
Last year was
fucking
so
annoying.
bad.
Terrible.
Hey, I didn't
So bad I
stop
remembered
you
it
from
this
bringing
year.
that up. I'm glad you brought that up. That's great. I didn't stop you. How did I stop
Oh,
you?
you didn't. I'm kidding.
Oh, okay, good.
I was like, I even
that
uploaded
is-
them and everything.
Nick
Yeah,
Matthew, by the way, if anyone wants a Nick Matthew story, I competed him at Wadapalooza one year. And at Wadapalooza, they were just changing up the event schedule on the whim. And I remember we were waiting there we were in the lines, and I was texting him like, Nick, where are you? You're supposed to compete. And he's like, I'm getting coffee. I'm like, you didn't see that they updated the schedule? It looks like I'm not going to finish the weekend, man, because Wadapalooza is just a really well-run event.
Damn, no one's safe.
Fuck that.
No
yeah, that
one's
was,
safe.
they
It was
did a
really
shit
bullshit
job this last
because he
year.
would have done really well.
JR, don't you have an event?
Yeah, my event's is not until October.
And what's it called?
It's tight.
Crash Crucible,
And what state is it in?
South Carolina.
And do you ever change the schedule of the workouts last minute while athletes are getting coffee?
No.
You're not done that. Okay.
How many
Okay,
years have
so-
you done that for?
This will be the 3rd year coming up.
Okay, cool. Go ahead, Sam. I'm sorry.
No, that's it. MWGA said you blocked him. Yeah, yes, I did. I blocked him. I blocked him. He got angry. I blocked him. I'm about to block you too. What's
Oh,
your
look, Paper Street Coffee wants to ask if you need any vendors for your next one there.
Oh,
Yeah.
JR?
I would love some.
Okay, great.
Not
We'll
to
take
talk about
3%.
South America.
Sevon Media
You're there, Gabe.
LLC
You're
will
there,
take
Gabe.
3%. Sevon Media LLC will take 3%.
Do you guys not want to bring
That's
up
out,
Guy?
that's
Because everyone likes to hear about Guy.
Okay.
Guillermo Mayeros, he's not.
Before you bring up
he's-
Guy, I want to. Does Taylor? Do you have anything to say?
No, I got to run in a couple of minutes though.
JR, is there anything you want to bring up before Hiller brings up Guy?
No, I just already think the last chance qualifier field is going to be really fun to watch. I mean, there's a lot of people who are pulling for James Sprague and, these athletes that barely missed out, Matt DeLugos, for different reasons. And at the end of the day, not many of them can get in. And it's just going to be, it's going to be interesting to see what the programming is that comes out this year comparatively to last year. Also knowing like the age group workouts and stuff, how they kind of choose some different formats and tried some new things as far as like 11-foot wall balls and like a death by workout format, which they haven't done before since like those open workouts with the thrusters and chest to bar until you fail. I think 13.5 maybe. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all goes. And we still have one more weekend left.
Yeah. When is that week? When does last chance qualifier happen? 2 weeks after Atlas Games?
Taylor, do you know that?
Last year it was the first weekend in July, so
I thought it was a week following the final event.
Wow.
That's what I thought, but I also
it wasn't the
could
week.
be
It was
very wrong.
they had a week. They had like Atlas Games had a week, and then it was the next fall. They had like 10 days basically.
Yeah, it's about what I was. I guess that's what I was trying to say.
Where's that schedule?
Are you talking about the last? Do we know the
Yeah.
top score on that wall ball workout? How many wall balls did they have to end up doing? Did it end up being into the 200s? Jared, do you know?
I want to say I glanced at that leaderboard for like 2 divisions, but I didn't add up the reps to see what that total score would have been as far as what round they got in.
First weekend in July.
So they have a 2-week break.
Are there any sure winners like you can look at the last chance qualifier already and be like, yeah, James Spriggs is going for sure and this girl's going for sure, or it's not like that. It's just so close.
It depends on the workouts.
Yeah, and you
Okay.
just don't know yet. It's not all the field isn't full.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
Milligan?
if like if they recycle that workout in some capacity that they had the Masters do, where it was a death by wall balls into a max clean and jerk. You've already got James Sprague and Matt DeLugos, who are 2 really tall guys. If they go to that 11-foot target, that already gives an advantage to the taller athletes. But how are they going to offset that? Last year they had 100 burpees for time to that 12-inch touch. And then they also had like a really fast rowing workout that was like super high power output. So it'll be interesting to see like how many tests they do. These age group workouts basically test strength in different capacities twice. So they tested a snatch ladder, and then they also tested a 1-rep max clean and jerk. So 2 of the 6 workouts were, strength bias. So it'll be interesting to see if they do the same thing.
Those clean and jerks were wild after that workout too.
All right, I gotta head out, guys.
okay, bye.
Well,
Taylor,
thank you.
JR just got me kind of excited or exhausted because basically that's just more shows we can do. I guess we can talk about that too. I guess the last chance qualifier will be fun, and it'll be easy to get those guys on too because everyone does that shit at home, right? That's all virtual.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, that'll be a blast. Maybe even someone will do them live for us.
You guys say we should
We'll talk shit to them
get a bunch
while
of
they're
them
doing it.
as it leads up. We should get a bunch of them on here and interview them and get to know how their training is going into it. How many people go again from the last chance qualifier? Can you remind me? How many people did they send?
2.
2, I think.
Okay,
we
last
could do an
thing.
entire thing on the freaking age group semifinals too, just so you know.
And that probably would be
no
huge.
love.
Every time I see Talking Elite Fitness do the Masters shit, it gets just tons of views. Do you know Masters stuff, JR?
Yeah,
Pretty
he
good on
made
it.
the games at Masters. Don't you listen?
I knew
He is the Masters.
No,
He
I
does
don't.
real well.
Hey, you want to talk about Gi? Is that what we call the South American semifinal? The Gi semifinal?
Just call it Gi. Yes,
we don't even
it's
call
Gi.
it Copa, sir.
Copa, sir.
The
Okay,
broadcast
what do you
is
want
actually
to
just him
say
live.
about him? I gotta pee. What do you guys want to say about him?
The big question is if he's going to set the max complex, and I'd have to say no. That is, unless there's somebody even anywhere near close to him.
No, I have a
Pablo
feeling-
Shafun, that's a big name. Anyone else? Anderson Primo. I know that he did really well on that thruster chest to bar workout. I remember.
Is Guy a rogue athlete?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
The only way he's going to break the complex record is if Bill calls him up and says, "Hey, break the record, and I'll give you a 10K or something like that." You know?
Is that how that's been working? I don't think so. But you know more than I do.
Pablo Chalfoun.
You
is a name
think-
I recognize?
It's a. I won't even go there. All right.
Okay, get in there.
No, no.
God,
Keep my
what are you
mouth
scared?
shut.
You're just.
I've told you the story before about the Rich Froning swimming pool and 50K, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Rich wouldn't do it. He wouldn't go. He was an individual, right? Go individual. I'll give you a pool.
If you guys are wondering what we're talking about, you're gonna have to dig through 400 podcasts and find it.
I tried to do that because the other day when Froning said that was his actual YouTube, I tried to go through so many different episodes of yours looking for him admitting that because nobody believed me that was his actual YouTube account that was commenting on my videos. I'm like, it's fucking Froning. He said it one time on Sevon.
Yeah, he did. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, couldn't find it. I looked for like an hour, going to the bathroom the entire time. I was just looking.
Guys, everyone, thank you for sticking with us the whole entire weekend. I think we did a perfect job. Our only shortcoming is we couldn't get more words out of JR. I'll take full blame for that. Love having you here, brother. Hiller, you are a godsend.
He is a TYR athlete.
You almost make me a Christian and believe in God when people like you are brought into my life. Souza, executive producer of the Sevon podcast. Thanks for making me do all this shit. And we will see you guys very soon. Love you.
Adios.